I went when they opened up travel to America in 2021, and my son lives in America, and I asked him saying, we were going to a restaurant and they wanted to see our COVID certificate, vaccine certificate. So I showed them my phone. My son from his wallet produced a paper which was folded in thing and said, okay, this is my certificate. And I looked at this paper and I asked myself, okay, this is where they are and this is.
Today we will see some thug life and savage moments of S. Jai Shankar.
चलो भाई देखो अब मैं क्या करता हूँ.
But the opposition says that you have lost focus on our neighborhood. Even though you have a neighborhood first policy, relations with Pakistan has taken a downturn. China, you yourself said we have abnormal relations. Has focus shifted by us looking at the big picture?
So why don't you ask people in Sri Lanka? What do they think about the neighborhood? Why don't you ask people in Bangladesh? Why don't you ask people in Bhutan and Nepal? Do they feel that today India is doing more? Is India more reliable? Is India more relevant? You'll get a very different answer. Now, if somebody says that the proof of a good foreign policy is to carry on with Pakistan as though a big terrorist strike hasn't happened and that's par for the course, then I'm sorry, they have a different worldview.
बात तो सही है.
There will always be two axes at this point. I think it's an understood, accepted fact that you have the West, US-led, you have China as the next potential axis. Where does India fit into this? But are you planning to not pick a side?
No, I'm sorry. That is exactly where I disagree with you. This is the construct you are trying to impose on me, and I don't accept it. I mean, I don't think it's necessary for me to join this axis or not, and if I'm not joining this, I must be with the other one. I don't accept that. I mean, I think I'm 1/5 of the world's population. I am today the 5th or 6th largest economy in the world. I mean, forget the history, civilization bit, everybody knows that. But I think I'm entitled to have my own side. I'm entitled to weigh my own interests, make my own choices. And my choices will not be cynical and transactional, but they will be a balance of my values and my interests. India actually had 2 centuries of humiliation with the West, because the West kind of in its predatory form came into India in the mid-18th century and continued almost exactly for 190 years after that. And it was interesting, I think a year ago, there was actually a very serious economic study which tried to estimate how much the British took out of India in value terms. And a very calculated math ended up, put a number of $45 trillion at today's value.
का एक तो लाइक और शेयर ठोक दीजिए, महाकाल का दबा के लाइक और शेयर ठोक दीजिए, 5000 लौटे दिख जाना चाहिए.